Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawah from the Men of Valor Camp in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. And I just wanted to speak on, bring this out in Matthew, the 24th chapter. We'll see what the Spirit has me bring out next. But I wanted to start with this, all right, because this war has intensified. All right, we're pretty much at that point of no return, being that when they started fighting again 8 days ago, they were in the process of reestablishing a memorandum of understanding. Babylon was pretty much defeated in combat. They wanted the Strait of Hormuz back open. They wanted the oil to flow. Trump was, about making that coin. All right. And then, just like Proverbs, the 21st chapter says that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And the Lord, had Iran strike some oil tankers, and then America was like, hey, we can't go for that. So since then, the war has been back on, and it went from, just hitting certain military assets to now, hitting civilian infrastructure, bridges, desalination plants, all of that. It's so much going on concerning this war. And, I was watching, elders and apostles and brothers, the Akim, the men of the Lord, speak on this through the Spirit. And, this isn't a war that's about to end. Just like the Ukraine war, and it's coming out that, if they don't know by now, all right, CENTCOM is saying that Iran is able to strike military assets with such precision, that they're definitely getting help from China and or Russia. All right, more than likely both. Just as America has been a proxy to Ukraine, or Ukraine has been a proxy to America to fight Russia, indirectly. All right, they understand that they're fighting the same battle against America, trying to keep its hegemony. America has been the big bad bully on the earth. But see, if you went and just talked to these people around here, they don't know what the fuck is going on. All they know is football. All they know is shopping. All they know is spending money, eating and drinking, being entertained. Okay? Even the ones that have the political pull, so to speak, the wherewithal, they're supposed to be all into this. They're oblivious, or they're saying they're neutral. All right, they're not calling Trump out on the fact that he ran on the merit of no more new wars. What is this? And then on top of that, you had 2 service members in Jordan die, 2 American service members, and he's telling them to open Trump is telling them to open the floodgates of hell. So this war isn't about to slow down. We're in the time of end time prophecy being fulfilled. Like it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. We're at the time where it's speaking and it's not lying, but people are still out here completely oblivious. That's why it says in Thessalonians, and that's probably what I'll grab next. We're not in darkness that they shall overtake us as a thief. We're watching. Everybody else is so into themselves, or so into the fact that they can't afford anything. The people that can't afford the shit, they're just distracting themselves with bread and circus. They're going to the games. They're going on vacation. They're shopping. They're not paying attention to what the Lord is doing on the earth and how the Lord is setting up the fall of America. And the ones that are below the poverty line, if you're middle class, then you can't afford to be thinking about the shit anyway. All right, but the fact that this war is back on, It's going to bring about higher gas prices, because oil is going to continue to spike. It's at sitting around in the $80 range, but hey, it's going to enter that $90, $100, and as this continues on, because not only is the Strait of Hormuz completely closed, regardless of what Trump tries to say, the Houthis through Yemen are going to shut down that other strait. Okay, that's two major choke points in the so-called Middle East that's going to choke the world economy, because everything is running off that oil and running off that petrodollar. And that's why they needed it back open. But hey, the Lord had them close it. All right, because just because you try to save this place, America, it cannot be saved. Jeremiah, the 51st chapter goes into that, if I'm not mistaken. Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right, but again, you still going back to the point I want to make in this video. You still have people in the mindset of not knowing what the fuck is going on, and this isn't new. The Lord said that this would be so. So I got this in Matthew chapter 24. And actually, let's see. Well, I'll start at verse 32. Matthew 24 and 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branches yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Okay, World War III. This is World War III. They're not gonna come out and make an announcement. Oh, we're in World War III. That would spook the shit out of everybody. But if you have the spiritual eyes to see and the spiritual ears to hear, this is World War III. And it's going to take place, as prophecy says, in Joel the 3rd chapter said that the Lord would gather these nations in the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. He was going to gather these heathens in their armies. They were going to beat their plowshares in the swords and pruning hooks in the spears. And the weak is saying they're strong. They're saying that Iran, even without a known nuclear weapon, is a superpower, because they've utilized economic warfare, and they got cyber warfare up their sleeve. Okay, they've taken an asymmetric war approach. They don't have to brute force America. All they have to do is survive. They make these cheap drones, and again, they're cooperating with Russia and China's giving them overhead surveillance as to where these key American assets are. So America is touched now. Okay, what does that mean for going forward? What does that mean with Russia finally trying to take Ukraine? What does that mean for China trying to take Taiwan? America is already stretched thin with Iran. See? But you can't tell the average American that, because Trump gets on the internet, he gets on TV, and he says, oh, we're stronger than ever. But meanwhile, that could be furthest from the truth. That couldn't be furthest from the truth. So we see that these things are at hand, even at the door, and they're not tarrying. The Lord is bringing about the end of this man's kingdom. He let y'all do y'all little 250, celebrating all that shit. And what has been happening? Nothing but death, calamity, and destruction. Okay, the Lord is bringing you down. You have set your nest among the stars, and now the Lord is bringing you down, saith the Lord. All right, because he has a controversy with America. He's not going to bless America, right? Verse 33, it says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. So we're entering Jacob's trouble. We're entering an AI surveillance state. They're playing around with these robots over in China and shit on some real steel shit. They're putting all this money in the AI and data centers to run the AI, and these flock cameras and shit to surveil you people. They're about to set up the system. You know, one of the last key things is for you people to lose everything or to become so overwhelmed, you know, on all sides that you'll submit to giving up all of your rights for safety. And then they're going to put a C-hip in you. This is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And this generation right here shall not pass till these things be fulfilled. So these prophecies are coming to pass. Verse 35, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. All right? And the earth abideth forever. That just shows you the strength of the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. These words are faithful and true. Again, I got to quote Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. Though it tarry, wait for it will surely come, it will not tarry. We're in a time where it's no longer tarrying. Verse 36. But of the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. And that is a clear distinction that Yahweh Shai is a separate entity from his Father. Yes, they're in one accord. You know, Yahweh Shai came to do the will of his Father, but now all authority, all right, has been given to Yahweh Shai. He is second only to the Heavenly Father alone, but that's because he earned that. He finished his course. And now he's coming back to reclaim what's his. Okay, America got to get moved out of the way. This is Yahweh Shai's world, man. You know, that's what people fail to realize. Esau think he done got away. Esau think he's about to rule forever. Verse 37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. See? And what happened with Noah? Nobody believed it was going to rain. It was going to flood till it started raining. They mocked him for over a century, 100 years. Ignored it. Just like you've been ignoring the warning of the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai this time, plainly saying that America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. That's thus said the Lord, thus said the Bible. The day cometh that shall burn as an oven. You know, it says, it shall leave them neither root nor branch. This is your last moments of your kingdom. And through the Spirit, these Edomites can feel it. They feel that their power has waned. They feel that, you know, they can't get away with the same shit that their forefathers, which they are their forefathers coming back, could get away with. But see, all you've been doing, you know, dealing unjustly with your brother Jacob and his descendants, is you're heaping coals upon your head. All right, because the Lord said, he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of mine eye. Yeah, the Lord fucked us up, but we're still the Lord's people. And the Lord is about to fuck you up. And you're the only nation, Esau, that the Lord said he hates. Even though, he doesn't regard these other heathen nations, but he said he hates you. And you're the one in the power seat. So what do you think is about to happen? The Lord is about to visit you. And there's plenty of scriptures on that. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Yeah, so they was out here in commerce, out here in La La Land. It says, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right, and that was the first death by water. You know, and there's a spirit, you know, the brother and I saw a rainbow yesterday. And again, that's the symbol that the Lord isn't going to flood the earth anymore. But he ain't say he wasn't going to set this bitch on fire, for sure. All right, America's going to be set ablaze. And you people don't even know it. If you're not of the elect and you're on the shores of America and the day of the Lord, you will die here. All right, if you receive that mark of the beast, the MOTB, the CHIP, okay, there's a judgment for that, saith Revelation the 14th chapter. Right? But see, we're not in darkness like you people. We're watching. Let's see. Yep. Get some of these, because the Lord, man, he commanded us to watch. Get a couple of these. Mark chapter 14 and verse 38, watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. Right, and we're battling this flesh, man. Not only do we need to be delivered from the hand of our enemies, but we have to be delivered from this vile flesh that cannot serve Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah properly. It's a daily battle, the spirit against the flesh. Just when you think you conquered that flesh, you know, you might be doing better than most days. All right, that temptation will come. You know? And hell, being on the internet and shit, you know, doesn't help it. It doesn't help it because everything is pushed to get you to honor your flesh, man, instead of the spirit. And yeah, that flesh is weak, man. So we pray for that strength. And you people, you're just weak to the flesh, man. You're completely consumed by your fleshly desires. All right, and the Lord said he would give you, that's Romans the 1st chapter. The Lord said he would give you over to your vile affections. You know, it's not normal to see a damn tranny. It's not normal to see a woman acting and dressing like a man. It's not normal for a man to be sleeping and dealing with another man's woman. It's not normal for these women to be running around with rampant ass body counts. That's not normal. But that's a society that's fully given under Satan, man. Ruled by the Edomites. But the Lord is bringing it down. But that's yep, this is what I wanted. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. We'll finish off here. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right, the day of the Lord is coming. As a thief, but there's going to be things to watch out for, showing you the earthquakes, the upwards of the people in the world. All right, the famines, the pestilences. You know, you got this diarrhea parasite that's affecting. You know, they're saying it's in the produce and shit, man. Hey. You know, hey, that's another thing, man. We can't damn near eat anything. It's between what, processed foods or potentially getting some damn diarrhea from eating some fruits and vegetables. You know, we're eating our defiled bread among the Gentiles, man. You know, it's like it's, you know, I'm on the main road now. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. See, that's where we are now. They said peace and safety. Oh, we good. Trump, you know, Trump is playing 4D chess. You know, he's going to be a president of peace. He's been anything but. It's not in your nature to bring forth peace, man. All right, you are that red horse, and power was given unto you that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Going back to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter as well, it says, you are a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Micah, the 2nd chapter says, you oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. You can't sit still. You can't just enjoy the fruits of your wicked ass labors. And that's going to be your demise. It says, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Because we're watching. We're watching under prayer, man. We're praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh to deliver us from these afflictions, man. Deliver us from the hand of our enemy. Because we're tired of working. We're tired of paying bills. We're tired of children being our oppressors and women ruling over us. We're tired of how this system is set up, man. Verse 5, ye are all the children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. You know, we're watching. It says, for they that sleep, sleep in the night. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. And you people are drunken in the night. Here it is, you're at the end of this, of the American empire, and there's such cognitive dissonance going on with you people. All right, both you Israelites and you heathens, that you don't even see that this is it. This is the fall, man. America's not going to bounce back. You know, you don't got another 10 years here. Things are speeding up. And if the Lord doesn't shorten the days, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So that's what we are. We're in a time where the Lord is shortening the days for the sake of the elect, man. And it's a beautiful thing. Prophecy's jumping off the page, man. This war is a big sign that the Lord is wrapping this thing up, man. He didn't let them play around with these peace talks again. And now they're getting ready to plan a ground invasion through the spirit, even though everybody knows it's a damn death wish. But Esau is the harbinger of death, man. All right, the Lord got to fulfill these prophecies of these men dying off in the wars. You women about to feel this pain, man. Everything is intertwined, man. Prophecy is being fulfilled. Why? Because Yahushua is coming back ultimately to redeem his elect. Verse 8, it says, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. See? This is our hope, to be delivered from the hand of our enemies and from the hand of all them that hate us. Verse 9, we'll finish off here. For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. We do have hope. But we have to endure to the end. But you people, you're done. And you're distracted as fuck while you're done. So just want to bring that out through the spirit. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Makakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of that millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.